In this video I'm doing my update on my 10 brands that I wanted to try in 2019. So if you want to see what brands were on that list and what brands I managed to try in 2019, then keep on watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Bettina and I'm the makeup enthusiast. In today's video I am letting you know what brands off my list of brands I wanted to try in 2019 I managed to try this year. So last year at the end of the year I released a list of 10 brands that I wanted to try in 2019. These were a mix of indie brands and mainstream brands. I think most of them though are indie brands. There's a few Australian brands on this list as well. So let's start with the first one. The first one was Sydney Grace Cosmetics, and I did manage to try something from Sydney Grace Cosmetics. Only this though, and this was the Autumn's Rain palette. My husband actually got this for me for my birthday this year. I have only used this a handful of times though. But yeah, I think in the grand scheme of things I probably would have preferred something else from Sydney Grace, but I'm not going to knock my husband because I did actually put this particular palette on my list, but now when I look at it I probably should have put something else on my list rather than this palette. It's just not really a colour scheme that I always use or gravitate towards. The darker shimmers are quite dark and I do like to use a mixture of both, and this palette doesn't quite have everything that I like to use, and it is quite like a grungy palette, and those colours are not really colours that I use regularly. So I do like the palette, I do like the formula, but like I said, I don't get much use out of this palette because of the colour story, and it's just not really something that I gravitate towards ordinarily for my eyeshadow looks. But I would really like to try more from Sydney Grace because I do really enjoy the formula. I think it's a great formula, and I think it's a great little brand to check out. So I did try them in 2019, but I would also like to try more from them in 2020. Next is Dawn Eyes Cosmetics, and I managed to get like their entire range basically of their premium pigments, their multi-chrome pigments on sale. So I brought like 2 orders from them. Dawn Eyes Cosmetics is a fairly reasonably priced brand. I haven't really used these all that much because I have really been trying to knock out some eyeshadow palette reviews, and I just feel like when I do my reviews, like to focus on only using shadows in the palette, not bringing in other things. These little like clamshells are only I think $6 US each from their website, and then they do often have sales where it's like 30% off, and then if you spend over a certain amount you get bonus like glitters and eyeshadows. So if you are wanting to try something from Dawn Eyes, I would 100% recommend waiting for a sale because they do have them quite regularly, and they do have really good sales, and their shipping to Australia is quite reasonable compared to the price and the amount that you get. Like I think it's only maybe like $12 US, which is a lot, but compared to other indie brands I think it's a really good deal, and they do manage to like pack it down quite small, so they're able to get the shipping costs down a lot for you. The next one is Sugar Pill. Now the only thing I tried from Sugar Pill was the mini fun size palette, and I didn't give this the best review. Some of the shades in here for me keep getting hard pan. It's a little bit of a like hit and miss palette for me in my opinion. I've heard very mixed things about this palette, so for me it's kind of like on the fence, like not the best formula, but it is a pretty and it's a very cute palette. So it's usable, it's workable for me, but it's not the easiest formula to work with. And like I said, a few of the shadows are also getting hard pan, and they keep getting hard pan. So for that reason I was a little bit disappointed, but I have heard a lot of people that are really massive fans of the original Sugar Pill formula that this is different. So I'm on the fence about Sugar Pill because I don't know whether I want to try the full size eyeshadows now, because this one was a bit of a disappointment. I still don't think that they have released the range of single eyeshadows that they sneak peeked last year. I think it was around Black Friday, a bit before Black Friday. Still don't think they've released those ones. So yeah, I don't know. They do have unique colours, I will give them that. They have unique colours and you can definitely work with them, but it's just a difficult formula. The next one is Pinky Rose Cosmetics. Now I was eyeing off their trio of palettes. I think it was like the Obsessed palette, the Peacock palette, and I think it was like the 90s Baby palette. I'll leave a picture on the screen here. I haven't tried anything from Pinky Rose Cosmetics this year. Once the hype of these 3 palettes died down, I kind of forgot about Pinky Rose Cosmetics, to be honest, and I haven't really seen anything else released from them this year that hyped the brand back up for me, so I kind of forgot about them and I didn't buy anything from them. Next is Pat McGrath Labs. Now don't get me wrong, there was a few times throughout the year I was super duper tempted to buy something from Pat McGrath Labs, but every time I went to place my order, I went to commit to the purchase, the price, it just stopped me every single time. Pat McGrath's prices are insane. They are just ridiculous, and in Australian dollars, like her 10-pan eyeshadow palettes are 190 Australian dollars at Sephora, and that is just a phenomenal amount of money to be shelling out for 10 eyeshadows. I think that's insane. I think it's crazy. Mind you though, Pat McGrath recently released the Star Wars collection. She's collaborated with Star Wars on a collection and I am all about it. So if I can get my hands on some of that collection, I will probably try Pat McGrath in the not too distant future because of that collection. It just has me, like it's got me and I just can't resist. I think it's absolutely beautiful. The packaging is stunning, so I really want some of that collection. If I can't get any of that collection, it's just going to go back to the bottom of the list and I'll keep an eye on the brand. But up until now with the Star Wars collection, nothing from Pat McGrath has really made me desperately want to buy something from her brand, but the Star Wars collection, it has got me good. It has got me good. Next is Wayne Goss brushes. Now I love the like one Wayne Goss brush, Wayne Goss eye brush that I have in my collection. I use it all the time. I use it pretty much on a daily basis. It is a beautiful eyeshadow brush, but Wayne Goss brushes are so expensive, like so expensive. I put the Wayne Goss brushes on my Christmas wish list and my husband looked at it and he was like, "Are you insane?" I was like, "I know they're so expensive. That's why I put them on my Christmas wish list, because I cannot justify the prices at the moment." They are really expensive. Like for the eyeshadow brush set, I think it's like 150 or something US dollars, and then with the exchange rate from US to Australian dollars at the moment, it just doubles the price, and it's a lot of money to be paying for eyeshadow brushes when I already have a really extensive eyeshadow brush collection that I'm enjoying. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I haven't purchased anything from Wayne Goss, because his brushes are so expensive. Salt by Hendrix. Now I didn't try very much from Salt by Hendrix this year. Salt by Hendrix is an Australian brand. They mainly do skincare. They do some like body oil stuff. I would have actually really liked to try one of their body oils, but I have like a body oil that I'm trying to use up at the moment, so that's one of the reasons why I didn't pick up one of theirs. But theirs look really nice and luxurious. But I did pick up this little set from Adore Beauty. This came with their botanical facial serum, their mermaid oil facial treatment, and a gua sha, I think that's how you pronounce it. So far out of these two little guys, the mermaid oil facial treatment is really nice. It smells amazing. It smells so good. I think the whole vibe of Salt by Hendrix is like essential oils based and like quite like oil based. Does that make sense? Like oil blends and different stuff like that for your body. And then obviously gua sha is not really specific to Salt by Hendrix. You can get these from lots of brands, but I have really been enjoying the mermaid oil. The botanical facial treatment I could probably go without. I mean I could go without both of them, but if I was going to repurchase one of the two, it would be the mermaid oil, because it smells really good and it feels really nice on the skin and it sinks in really nicely as well. The next brand is Ella Cosmetics. Now I have made I think 2 orders now from Ella Cosmetics. I don't have all the brushes here, but I did pick up, this is my second set of the beauty sponges. I did actually do a review and comparison of this to the Beauty Blender, so if you want to check that one out, I'll leave it up in the corner. But this sponge, in my opinion, is so much better than the Beauty Blender, and you can get 2 of these for the price of 1 Beauty Blender, so I think it's a really, really good deal. Ella Cosmetics, once again, do a lot of sales as well, so you can get this for even cheaper again. And here's just a few of their brushes that I've picked up. I've got their highlighter brush, their tapered blending brush, their crease brush, and then I love these little, they have these little brushes and they're called the detail brush. If you have really small eyes, I highly recommend these little detail brushes because they are so much smaller than a normal like flat shader brush. I've just grabbed out like a ColourPop, which is the normal size. It is like maybe a third of the size of a normal detail brush. So if you want to like cut your crease and you have really small eyes, I would really recommend this one because it is a lot smaller in size. So I would really recommend these little detail brushes. They are really good for getting like a precise cut crease if you have smaller eyes, and if you want to really focus like eyeshadow in one specific area, they're really good for doing that. Next is Kristen Lee Cosmetics, and I did get 3 of her loose pigments, but these are little loose pigments. I am still really interested to try more from Kristen Lee. She recently released like a green eyeshadow collection and I think it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, Kristen Lee is still on the list. Obviously it's not going to be a new brand, but I'm very interested to try more from Kristen Lee. I just know that shipping is quite a lot from her brand, so yeah, it is quite a lot for shipping from her brand, so it's just a matter of being happy and when I'm ready to place like a fairly decent order to kind of justify the price of the shipping. And the last brand is Lana Beauty Cosmetics. Now Lana Beauty Cosmetics' store is actually closed at the moment, and it has been for I think a couple of months now, and I don't know if she is reopening, but her shimmers are still really beautiful. I accidentally brought some of them quite a few times this year from her website, but at the moment her Etsy shop is closed and I don't know when she's going to be reopening. I actually checked her Instagram before starting this video and she said a couple of weeks ago, actually I think it was like quite a few weeks ago almost, she actually posted on her Instagram back in June that she would be reopening her shop very shortly, and she hasn't reopened it since then, so I don't know whether she's going to come back online at all. I don't know what's going on with her and her shop. I really hope she comes back because I think she's got some really pretty shadows that I would really like to try, but I haven't heard anything and I haven't seen anything from her since like about June, July-ish, so I don't know what's going on there. I didn't get a chance to try anything from her brand. I can't really recommend anything from her brand at the moment because she's closed. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, so that is my list of 10 brands that I wanted to try in 2019. I did manage to try more than 5 on the list. Well, I did manage to pick up things from more than 5 of the brands on the list, some of which I haven't actually tried the products yet from, but I do have them here ready to go when I'm able to sit down and use them. I don't think I will, even the brands that I didn't try on this list, I don't think I will roll them over onto the list for next year. So if you guys have any suggestions of brands that you think I should try in 2020, please leave them down in the comments box so I can have a look at their website and see if I want to pop them on the list of brands that I want to try in 2020. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also if you're new around here and you haven't already, I hope you would consider subscribing down below so you can keep up to date on all my videos that I'm releasing every single day in December. That's it for this video, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.